What can we learn from Will and Jada? And why is being in love so hard? Grab your stick, grab your drink, and let's get into this thing right now. Yeah. It's your boy JD, live and direct to you. You know what it is. Come on and join in. What up? What up? It's your boy JB coming at you live and direct, man. You know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. Of course, I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Facebook at Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. And of course, man, you on YouTube. So do me a favor. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, man, because we on our way to 100,000 subscribers, bruh. I know it don't look like we're going to get there, but we going to get there. One of these things going to take off, man. And y'all know whenever I do a topic like this, who I got to bring with me, man, it's hometown hookup edition time. Y'all, he back again. You know, like a bad rash is in the building. That's what his new handle need to be. But y'all like him. Y'all keep hitting me up talking about, Jeff, one day TLC gonna listen to you. I hear y'all. I get the text. One day he gonna listen to you. The People's Champ is in the building. Let me introduce himself. Let him tell y'all what he's sipping on and what he's smoking on tonight. And where y'all can find him on the socials.
What's going on, JB? Hey, Rhonda. Thanks for having me again tonight. You know, it's great being here as always. I'm doing a stick nasty Romeo and Julieta. This is just the 1875 Reserve. Sipping on, I have Tito's vodka and lemonade. This is the 0-calorie Minute Maid. So nice little blend there, you know.
Hold on, let me see the bottle of Tito's. I had to
run and get it.
No, okay. I just need to make sure they filled up with water. But at least you're drinking out the merch.
I'm country, so I put my back up.
Where did you find it on the socials, though?
Oh, that's right. I'm on Instagram, TL Clay #1. You can also find me on Patreon. The joke I didn't tell.
Man, y'all make sure, bro. Y'all make sure. My dog, I appreciate you being on. Let's show him some love. Yeah, I had Riverside fix that. I thought I did. That sounded a little good. Hold on. That's too much. By the way, y'all going over there, man. TLC just posted on his Instagram page, man, his latest comedy set. It was actually pretty good, man. You know, he doing his thing. This podcast is birthing careers over here. So, you know, we take full. He may as well call himself the Smoke Something, Drink Some comedy set. I'm waiting for him to steal everything when he make it big. But y'all going over to his page, man, and check that out. We appreciate TLC being in the building. Y'all know who I got next, man. My A1 from day one, man. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Tell y'all what she's sipping on and where y'all can find her on the socials.
Hey, guys. What's going on? Thanks, JB, for having me on the call. It's your girl, Rhonda. You can find me on Instagram at RMBLMB.
We don't edit that. We ain't starting over.
It's okay.
Long
and I
night.
found my first bottle of Crown, even though it's a baby bottle. With my apple mule, my tried and true apple mule with ginger beer, Fever Tree ginger beer. Yeah, they already know where to find me on the socials. That's pretty good.
All right. Appreciate y'all being around. You know, always glad, man. Thankful that you on. Rhonda got her fans. Yeah. Yes, Lord. We appreciate you being on, Rhonda. We appreciate. I gotta show my appreciation. TLC round. One day TLC will get the cheering button.
I know
too.
he is.
One day when you can't make it and I'm only forced to deal with him, I'll give him that. If you ever get busy and leave me with him to be on the podcast with just us two, I'm gonna have to do something.
I'm always making.
I appreciate that. And of course, man, I'm smoking a little New World. Y'all can see it. A little New World by AJ Fernandez. You know, got that box today, and of course, I'm drinking my Woodford Reserve Mule, just so TLC can see that I got actual Woodford Reserve. You know, and it's sad that you got to prove to these people that they got to prove to TLC that I'm drinking what I say I'm drinking. And see, Rhonda ain't got to prove it, but
just because I saw a bottle doesn't mean that was in the cup. So.
Yeah. Then I got the Fever Tree ginger beer right there. They got them in the little cans now, TLC. So I got to come over here and bring all my proof.
That's
bourbon. So Woodford bourbon, and y'all see the merch, man. Y'all see the store right below the description, man. Y'all see the store. You can get the merch in now. I mean, it go down so easy in this cup. All right. let's get into this thing, guys. Let's get into this thing. TLC. When you got the topic, what can we learn from Will and Jada, and why is being in love so hard, bro? Go ahead and tell us. Because I got to give TLC credit, guys. He kind of pitched this one. He kind of pitched this one a while ago, and I just kind of fine-tuned it. You know, I just kind of finessed it to bring this topic. And since everything was going on with Will and Jada, that's why we decided to tie it in. TLC, when you got the topic, brother, what were you thinking?
You know, when I first thought about the Will and Jada situation, I had to go all the way back to the slap. And, of course, everybody knew that it was more than just the joke that Chris Rock told that created that. Now we're getting all the backstory and all that. When it happened, I thought, you know what? If Jada would just lay low, this would all go away. All go away. But she just can't do that. Like, it's just not in her. Like, I saw online maybe a couple weeks ago, she's trying to pitch her Red Table to other networks. And so I was like, okay, that's bad. She's going to start picking up steam now. And lo and behold, it is. It's all coming back around. She's just talking crazy now. But, you know, Will's in love. I mean, that's who he wants to be with. So, you know,
Okay.
he just has to deal with it, you know?
Okay. All right, TLC. You know, I was expecting a little more meat on the bone than that. I remember you saving it for later on.
I've been going somewhere with it, but, you know. Yeah.
All right, y'all see how strategic this podcast is. Ain't nobody coming hard in the beginning, man. They got to see where everybody go first. Rhonda, man, when you got the topic, what were you thinking?
I'm over Jada. I got Jada. I'm over Jada and Will. I'm over the whole situation. Leave Pac alone. Leave Pac out of this. But since we got to talk about it, let's talk about love, if that's what you want to call it. I call it pop. But back to you, JB.
You got to show them the shirt, Ron. Why you got the shirt on?
This is my love shirt. This who's gonna tell you how to love and not be eating booty all the time.
Yeah. What? We about to get kicked out of YouTube already. Lord Jesus, already. Man, now, Rhonda, you know, it's interesting that you said you got Jada fatigue and TLC said Will is in love. I ain't gonna lie, guys, when I saw the topic and when we got the topic fine-tuned and finalized, you know, you guys know we have turned into the relationship experts for entertainment purposes only, by the way.
Yes.
Don't try this at home. We
just
just
code for what not.
Yeah, we have turned into the relationship expert. We one of the few podcasts that hitting these topics right on the head. We don't claim to be relationship, you know, we ain't sitting up here saying our relationships are up here and yours is down there. No. We having these conversations, guys, because at the end of the day, the moment I got this topic, we added the Will and Jada component to it because it's trending in the news right now. Why is it so hard being in love? Well, once again, I'm going to go back to something Rhonda has said in previous podcasts. Anything Americanized, you've been taught wrong. The reason why being in love is so hard is because you've been taught about love wrong. And then the reason why, what can we learn from Will and Jada? I'm going to say this to go ahead and start it off. Most of us listening to this podcast didn't come from wealth, didn't come from celebrity, didn't come from that. And I'm going to start this off because I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. It's a bunch of people who grew up, the majority of people who are talking about this Will and Jada thing, we grew up in the country. We grew up we may have grown up in an urban area, but we were not in the nice side of town. I'm just talking about the majority of us. We grew up, we didn't grow up where our parents had more money than they knew what to do with, right? You got poor to middle class and poor to upper middle class is basically, you know, some of the perspective that we're coming from. Some of y'all are college educated, but for the most part, people who listening to this podcast is working class. And I think we can all say that. The majority of people listening to the podcast, we got to get up every day and go to work is basically what I'm saying. And I know I'm going on long, but I just want to start this. You ain't heard Warren Buffett say nothing about this Will and Jada thing. You ain't heard Tim Cook of Apple say anything about Will and Jada. You ain't heard Jeff Bezos say nothing about Will and Jada. Because guys, when you got that level of money and when you got that level of celebrity, you're not subject to the same rules you got married under. Maybe Will and Jada are showing us that your relationship should just be between the two of you, and whatever y'all agree to, that's all that matters. TLC, hop in there. Let me know what you think about that. Love is hard because we trying to live up to the expectations of everybody around us and the traditions around us. Go ahead, TLC, jump in there.
It's funny you mentioned about love and growing up because I thought about this time when I was in high school, and we took this like high school trip, and on the way back, it was like dark on the bus, and I'm on the bus. I got this girl beside me, and across the aisle from me on the bus was one of my boys, and he had his girl, and we were just kind of kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we do as high schoolers on a bus.
That's
But we
not
were
me he
talking.
talking about, y'all. That ain't me he
Nah,
talking
nah.
about.
Won't
Yeah.
you?
No.
We
Won't
went to
you?
different high
Won't
schools.
you?
We went to different high schools.
Different
Did
high
y'all?
schools. But we were talking about love, though. We were talking about love. Some kind of way we got on the conversation of love.
Mm-hmm.
And the bus driver overheard us. And he was this older cat. And he went off on us. He was like, man, y'all don't know what love is. Y'all don't have any idea of the concept of love. Love is when you've been married for like 20 years and then you find out your wife is cheating on you. And you got to decide if you want to go home and you still want to be with it or not. And it was like it was just quiet on the bus like the rest of the ride.
You ruined the whole
But
trip.
yeah, hey, but you know what? That old cat was right though. In high school, we didn't know what love was. So I'm trying to think about love now. Like, what are my reference points for love? If you think about love, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Like, I don't know, maybe Valentine's Day. Okay, Valentine's Day was about like Saint Valentine's. Guess what? He was beheaded.
Yeah.
You think, okay, well, Jesus, well, he was crucified. Love and Happiness, Al Green. He had a
Yeah.
pot of grits thrown on him. Like, there's no reference point of love where everything is like happily ever after, like you see on Disney. It's two components to love from like my mindset now as an adult, not as a kid in high school on the band bus or whatever. Thinking about it like now as an adult, there's two components to love. The first part is that you have to have some kind of sacrifice. And when I look at Will, all the sacrifices, because he was married before, he left his wife, he had another son, he left all of that
TLC,
to
stay
be
in the
with
screen.
Jada.
TLC, stay in the screen. Stay in the screen. There you go. Because you giving it to him, but you getting out of the screen. There you go.
Okay,
Everybody don't want to see
so
half of your face.
the first component of love, I think, is sacrifice. There has to be some kind of sacrifice to have
Nope.
love.
Go ahead. Nope.
I agree.
I'm gonna eat that up.
Go right ahead. But
Mm-mm.
the second thing is that there's got to be some kind of pain. So when I look
No.
at Will, I'm just thinking, okay, well, he's in
Who
love.
who
He's in
said
love. Maybe not
who,
Jada, but
who said he's in pain? TLC, the man came out
Did.
and said I support him. He just came out and said I support him, man.
Did
Like
he?
who said he's in
man,
pain? Yeah, go pull it up.
you ain't walking around slapping people because
Man,
you
look,
happy.
no, TLC.
Come
TLC.
on, man.
See, look, and I appreciate what you said. Now, TLC, and Ronda, I'm gonna let you jump in there.
Mm-hmm.
Love means sacrifice and pain. Rhonda, when you hear sacrifice and pain, because TLC saying what we learning from Will and Jada, sacrifice and pain, and what Will has sacrificed. I'm gonna eat that up here in a little bit. Okay, y'all know I'm coming a different route. Rhonda, jump in there. Let me know what you think before I come into mine.
I'm gonna use a different word when I think about love. I like how he put that though, the components.
Oh, it
So,
sounded good. It ain't accurate, but it sounded good.
yeah. So I think of the word compromise, and I do kind of like the word sacrifice, but I also not only compromise, but I thought of the word choice, because you could choose to wake up with this person every single morning. You got to compromise on a lot of different things. Could I think of some bad words, or I'm gonna just say some negative words about love? Absolutely, but for those who do follow Jesus, don't they? Then the Commodore say Jesus is love.
They do
Yeah,
indeed.
Love ain't supposed to hurt, but as a little kid, you get taught, especially if you're a little girl and growing up, and the guys picking on you like your elementary school. Oh no, they being mean because they like you. So you get taught from a young age that love is supposed to hurt. It is painful, right? No, them jokers just don't know how to be around people.
they got taught wrong. They got
They got,
taught wrong.
yes, and so yeah, so no love. Look, give me some Teddy Pendergrass love. Turn off,
Okay.
like you know what I'm saying? Like just like give me that type of love.
Okay. Now, Rhonda, you and TLC brought up a point. But one of the things we got to start recognizing, what can we learn from Will and Jada? Okay, I'm gonna break it down to three things. There's emotional love. I mean, and when I say I'm gonna break it down like this. There's poor love, rich love, and business love. Poor love, rich love, business love. Now, TLC, we got to start recognizing one of the things y'all got to stop doing is comparing Will and Jada to you. Will make 20 million a movie. If you ain't making 20 million a movie, you don't know how you think. That's business love. Okay? We got to start recognizing. I'm glad TLC brought up because Will ain't sacrificed nothing and Will ain't hurt. Because this woman has let Will live the life he wanted to live all this time. They've had an open relationship all this time. They ain't subject to the same rules, Christian rules, church rules, all that stuff. Will ain't hurting. Will just glad she ain't told she ain't told all the business that Will has been with. Will is like, man, go ahead and talk trash. You ain't ruined my image yet. Now, Will smacked Chris Rock. He shouldn't have done that. But one of the things we got to start recognizing, guys, if Will hadn't smacked Chris Rock, we wouldn't have known nothing about this. We wouldn't have known Tupac had alopecia. We wouldn't have known all this stuff, right? Right? And she said Tupac had alopecia. They sharing diseases together now. And again, I'm going there. Poor love, rich love, business love. Okay. And I want y'all to think about this when I bring it up, because I really want to get y'all thoughts on it. Why is it that judgment comes from people who relationship just as bad is just not public? Right? Because at the end of the day, we've talked about marriage on this podcast. We've talked about dating on this podcast. Why is it so hard? You got to break down how your relationship is defined. Now, Rhonda just said she wanted that Teddy Pendergrass type love. Well, you got to find a man that also wants that Teddy Pendergrass type love. But if you all of a sudden get a man that ain't in the R&B, and he like Offset type love, right? Something wrong. But we got to talk about this thing: poor love, rich love, and business love. Now, TLC, before I let you jump in there, and I know I've kind of gone on a little bit, I want to put this out there. Will did not leave his first wife. Will's first wife did not want to grow with him. Will got with Jada. Jada automatically gave Will that street cred back because he was Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. Why ain't Jazzy Jeff having these same problems? Jazzy Jeff decided to stay where he was. That man still DJing. Will is now a Hollywood A-lister even after getting kicked out of the Oscars. If he put out a movie right now, people would still go. Will did not. Y'all got to understand, if a woman doesn't grow with a man, that man gonna leave. Will got his credibility back from the streets when he got with Jada, because Jada was straight up streets. And then Will got that acting career going. Will was winning. And everybody embarrassed for Will except Will. TLC, jump in and let me know what you think.
Well, I disagree with just about everything you said, but first thing, we wouldn't know.
We about to run out of time, so hurry up.
The fact that we wouldn't know, you said it as far as that, unless Will came out with it. I think what really set it off everything was Jada's Red Table Talk. That's when everything started coming out. So I think we would have known eventually everything that's going on, because she's trying to promote that show that she wants to do, and nobody wants to see it. She's not the main focus. It's Will Smith. That's the main focus.
You making my point, though, TLC. There's business love. It's business love. Why ain't Will served her with divorce papers yet? Will like, thank God she ain't tell everything else. That's what Will back there saying now. She lawyer. She ain't told the real stuff.
Well, I do agree with that. She haven't told any of Will's business part. Everything she's told has been about her and her, like, how she feels and what she's. She hasn't said anything about Will, really.
Will still blemish free. Will is still blemish free.
Everything that's following that, but it's kind of affecting Will. And I thought about that too, connecting Will and love and just humans in general. And it was something that Rhonda said about choice. You know, you make a choice to wake up beside that person every day. But I think when it comes to love can kind of blind you. I was watching TV the other day, and it was this, it was about cobras, king cobras. And so they show this snake. It's like 10, 12 feet long. It's poisonous, dangerous as hell. Don't nobody want to mess with this cobra. But then they got this little rodent called a mongoose. It don't look like nothing.
He'll go right up to it.
It turns out he's like immune to the poison from the snake. Mm-hmm. And I think that's love. Oh, love will kill you, but everybody that's in love thinks that they're going to be immune to it. Like, oh, it'll kill everybody else, but it ain't going to affect me. I'm gonna be the mongoose in this situation. But sometimes you get the poison, and it don't work out that way.
TLC. Now that's a good point. I'm gonna give you that one. The mongoose and the cobra, good one. Now you gotta hope which one you in the relation. You better hope you the mongoose, right?
Yes.
Because and what
Yes.
do I mean by that? Now you don't be a possum thinking you a mongoose because you gonna die. Because a lot of us we don't. Y'all go back and listen to the speaking stuff into existence. If you a possum acting like you a mongoose and going up against your cobra partner, you gonna die, right?
Yep.
TLC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you brought that up, TLC.
But
But
when it comes to love, people don't think that.
but
Oh,
stop right there.
I'm gonna be the exception. I'm gonna be the
Yes.
exception.
Most
Yeah.
people who are married in America got married under Christian values. Jesus was simple when he said it. If you love me, you're going to keep my commandments. If you love me, you're going to keep my commandments. Right? Another thing, what happened with Jesus in the Bible, y'all can go check it out. Peter, do you love me? Yes, Lord, I love you. Okay, then feed my sheep. Peter, do you love me? Yes, Lord, I love you. Okay, feed my sheep. Peter, do you love me? Yes, I love you. Okay, feed my sheep. Feed my sheep. Why was Peter still standing there? Because love is two things. I give out commandments, and then I got to feed you. Right? And at the end of the day, guys, remember I said this. I said this in previous podcasts. Love is somebody you want to go eat with, and love is somebody you can watch TV with. Because at the end of the day, the emotion love that we got taught, give your spouse or significant other a Valentine's Day card now, and then don't have a real gift behind it. Oh, girl, here go Valentine's Day, card. We gonna trade Valentine's Day card. Will you be my Valentine? Here go the little hearts with the name on it. Okay. All right, what a real gift. Right? Because that's what life teaches you. But love is about, do you keep my commandments? And if you keep my commandments, I feed you. And a lot of people don't want to have logical discussions when it comes to love. TLC just said it. The mongoose is logical. Everybody else knows not to roll up on the cobra. What does the mongoose say? Because he's the logical predator of the cobra. The poison doesn't bother him. So if you can't keep commandments and you won't feed the people this person tells you to feed, y'all don't need to be together. Y'all don't need to be together. Rhonda, jump in there. Let me know what you're thinking.
Well, what I was thinking about when you first posed that question was the one thing with Jada and Will's love, with what she's been saying here over the past couple of days, is that going to the Oscars, she was just going with him. But she, not as his wife though, but
they were as a family. She said as a family they were there. That was it.
And when after the slap, when they left, she said she knew she was leaving here as his wife, and she was not going to leave him because they were going to have a big battle, and she was not going to leave that man, right? Yep. So that's that conditional love.
Mm-hmm.
That's that conditional one, right? Like, were you just waiting to see what was going to happen, or like, and that's sad that if it's conditional, if I'm gonna love you only because of what you do for me, or something like that, I'm sitting back waiting for you to do something.
But Rhonda, love is all love is conditional, Ron. All love is conditional.
For the first time, I agree. For the first time, I agree with JB.
All love is conditional.
We're not made to be that agape love.
Oh, okay, not agape. Okay.
Yes, agape. Yes.
Y'all Google that for all y'all that don't know. All y'all who ain't been to the Word of Faith Church.
Is that a proof?
For all of y'all who ain't been to the Word of Faith Church now, go ahead and Google that. AGAPE.
But you cannot dismiss his face at that Red Table Talk when she came out with the word entanglement. That look on Will's face was unforgettable because you could it hit him at his core. But the sad thing about it is she knew she had hit him at his core. And that's one thing about, like, we females could get it now. We could get in there and say some stuff real quick and sharp and all of that. But no, you could just tell that there was a level of disgust, a level of hate there at that Red Table Talk. Because you wouldn't put somebody you quote unquote love or will never divorce through something like that unless there is a level of hate or dislike there.
Or Will has done 10 times as worse. And Will is sitting there. This is how she had to tell him that, hey, I'm going to go ahead. I got to go public with this. Y'all got to understand, we don't know. This is a relationship between the two of them. What can we learn from Will and Jada? They ain't subject to the same rules we put ourselves under in relationships. Because for the most of us, if that would happen, go ahead, Ronnie.
But if it's an open relationship, Can't nothing be filthy. I learned that word this weekend. Can't nothing be filthy.
Well, but Rhonda, if it's an open relationship,
Yes, if
if it's
people
an
do
open
what
relationship, Jada, y'all got to understand something. What can
Well,
we learn from?
I just want to say sometimes when you have an open relationship, you still have boundaries. You know, you don't
No,
know what
no,
was discussed. Yeah, you
TLC. There's
do.
no TLC. What if y'all? What if you, man? If you don't stop pointing, Lord Jesus, bro, hey, what
We
are you
live.
pointing at glass,
I had to get my
bruh?
second refill here. Go
Bruh,
ahead.
what am I telling y'all? Rhonda, I'm glad you said that about Will at the red table. Will was not hurt at the red table. TLC mentioned something at the beginning of this. Jada is trying her best to get another show. Will knows how to act.
well, yeah,
Will was not hurt by that at all. Guys, y'all got to understand when your
I
relationship is
disagree.
based around this business, Will was not hurt at all. Now, the reason why we all know now why Will smacked Chris Rock. Because once Jada said Will that when she and Will that had gotten out that they were getting divorced and Chris called her up and was like, "Look, can we go out?" Yeah, all of a sudden now, y'all got to understand. I like what Rhonda just said about Jada saying we came here as a family to the Oscars, but I left as his wife. Why? Jada, what movies was she in, guys? Set It Off, right? Low Down Dirty Shame. If you take Jada to the hood, Jada, that's what fires her up. So when her man smacked this dude for the first time, Will reminded her of Tupac. Cause that's what Piccolo would have done on Different World.
no, Lord.
What Piccolo do? Go ahead,
Don't,
yes.
don't forget Jason's lyric. That was a good
Jason
one.
Lick, that was a good one too. That was a good one too. But Jada has this street cred. If Will was not so corporate, that Jada, when Will is not corporate, Jada loves that. And y'all got to remember, August Alsina told us, man, it ain't what y'all think it is. They ain't like that together. Can you imagine going over to your boy's house, his mama married to Will Smith, but Will ain't never there? And all of a sudden the mama start hitting on you and you like, nah, man, you know, I don't want Mr. Smith to come in here. Mr. Smith ain't coming.
That's what y'all would say.
That's what you got to say first, Rob. That's what you got to.
First,
That's what you got to say, right? How is it, man? Jada just go get something to drink out the fridge. Mama over there grabbing your junk, right? Like, dog, man, whoa, what you doing, right? Then you get invited over there when Jaden out of town.
and you don't
So
stop.
yeah, and it don't. And look, that's the whole point. But Jada enjoys that hood type stuff. Jada enjoys this drama. Jada, this is a girl who sold us that she was a bank robber. This lady thinks different. This lady was with Tupac. Ain't a whole lot of women who can say they were at Tupac. They were at Tupac's level like that.
Yeah,
We
it
remember.
is.
No. TLC.
Tupac had a lot of women.
He had a lot of women, but not like her. They were on different world together. TLC. It was
Oh man,
a different ball game, bro. That's all.
I think in her mind, she thinks she was like the one and only for Tupac.
I
And
think
in Tupac's mind, he had a string of them. Like
no, but I think
yeah.
she was the top one for him. I'm gonna just say, tell me who else would be the top one. I think she knew there were multiples, but she was the top one.
When Tupac died, I think he was dating like Quincy Jones's daughter or something. He wasn't even
Okay,
messing with
I
Jada.
ain't talking about who.
If I'm not mistaken, him and Yo-Yo were close too back then.
He and Yo-Yo were close, but Jada was that one, guys. Jada was the one. That's all. TLC. Jada called Yo-Yo.
I think Jada thinks she was the one.
Yes.
But she's the only person that thinks she was the one.
No, but TLC.
There's nobody here to contest it.
I'm gonna agree with her. I'm just going by the fruit. When she and Will got together, everybody was like, "Ain't you dating Tupac?" Because we saw them together all the time. Right? We forget what the '90s was, and let's not forget about Different World. Dorian didn't have a chance when Piccolo showed up. Man, you can't treat Piccolo like that, right? When Piccolo showed up on Different World, everybody on this podcast remember when Tupac showed up on Different World. We like, man, how Bill Cosby get Tupac on Different World? Well, it was Jada Pinkett, right? Jada Pinkett, and I mean this in the most complimentary way. The messier, the better. This is the same girl who burned a new dorm down on Different World. Right? Like, it just was her character. Remember, she scammed her way into Hillman. Mm-hmm. Didn't have a scholarship, right? But she was so smart. She was majoring in English. Y'all got to understand. We learning now that she wasn't acting. This is just her. Low Down Dirty Shame, Jason's lyric. Set It Off. Remember, she was so talented and Set It Off. She was dealing with the dude who she had to sleep with for money. And she had Blair Underwood thinking he was the only one. And everybody know Blair Underwood was the man back then and set it up. But she called Blair Underwood at his job after she robbed the bank. And that dude was still in love. And all she did was just, all he heard her doing was breathing. And that dude was in love. Come on, man. Y'all got to give her props. The same way I give Will his props. Will and Jada have done something amazing. She admitted that their children were doing hallucinogenic mushrooms and stuff. All this stuff. Guys, poor love, rich love, and business love. And the one thing I'm trying to do on this podcast is not hold my standard to their standard. Because clearly they had a different agreement up front, TLC. TLC, clearly they had a different agreement up front.
I just disagree on love. I don't think status has anything to do with how you love.
Go back to Beyonce and Jay-Z. She made a song, Irreplaceable. Your stuff to the left, TLC.
That's just a song. That's a song. That ain't.
But it was the.
That's a song. That's not reality.
Neo wrote that song. What happened?
Beyonce said, "Where all my single ladies at? Where was her? Where was she at?" Married.
TLC.
That's just a song.
Crazy in love with Jay-Z, and then next thing you know, to the left. Like you see, TLC. There's different levels to this thing, right?
I think you're getting too entangled with the with the creative part. A song is a song. They just put
TLC,
that out to make some money.
TLC, they're actors. They're actors, and I think Will is 10 times worse than Jada. And y'all get down in the comments, let me know what you think about that. I think Will is 10 times worse. And I think when Will did that crying, this wasn't a Michael Jordan cry going into the Hall of Fame meme. This is Will crying because Will is trying to help his wife get put on. Because Jada tired of being in the shadow of Will Smith.
You acting like because he's an actor, he doesn't have any real feelings. Like he's a real person though.
TLC,
real life.
TLC. Once you get to a certain level, bruh, that cape doesn't come off, bruh.
Yeah, it does.
That cape doesn't come off.
Yeah, it does. There's always someone that can hit you.
But it's like not Jada, though.
It's the closest ones to you.
But it's not Jada, though.
For Will, it is.
No.
For Jada, it's not Will.
No.
But for Will, it is Jada.
The one for Will is not Jada. The one for Will, we don't know who she is. That's why Jada acted. That's why Jada doing Will like this, because it ain't her.
I'm not saying Will don't have other women out there. I'm saying he don't care for them the way he cares.
Yes,
TLC.
He's
in love with Jada.
TLC.
Jada's not in love with him.
Y'all see, I don't know why I invite this man on the podcast. TLC, iceberg mentality. 10% of the iceberg is above the ground, right? Where the other 90 at? See, I don't fall for the surface stuff, TLC. I don't fall for it.
That's why you always singing like the Titanic.
TLC, I ain't falling for the surface stuff, TLC. I ain't falling for it. Jada is not the one he loves. She wants to be the one he loves. Rhonda said it before. These open marriages don't have no boundaries. Will done got caught up with somebody that he loves more. That's why he living separately. But Jada without Will can't survive. Will without Jada can. Rhonda, what you think when you hear me say that?
Listen, I think in the beginning, they could have been very similar with where they were on the acting level or what have you. And then Will just skyrocketed, right? And so I just feel like she has way more ulterior motives than Will. I'm going to put it like this. Will seems more genuine. And maybe I'm thinking of all his shows and movies.
Yeah. Will the actor.
But it's just, look, you remember the one where the daddy left? Like, man, by him, man, that was real. Like, that was some real acting. Like,
why he don't love me, Uncle Phil? Why he don't love me, Uncle Phil?
Yes. Right? Like, how could you not believe that?
I just told TLC that's what he was doing on Red Table Talk. He could care less about August Alsina, man. August Alsina the one who got screwed up over this. Not Will. We ain't heard from August Alsina since. But Jada wants Will's affection. Jada is not the one he loves the most. The woman he loves the most, we don't know.
She wants it now. I think she wants it now.
Yeah, because her way didn't work.
After the hood came out. I think
August Alsina's career didn't go like Will, so she got to come back to Will now. She went out there and test drove the car and wrecked it. Now let's get into this thing. Y'all know I got to give y'all some meat. Why can't I fall in love? I got two sites I want, and these gonna be linked down in the description. I just want to go through this real fast, guys. Why can't I fall in love? 8 reasons you might be facing challenges in your relationships. I'm gonna go through these 2 websites. Okay. I'm going to go through these 2 websites real fast. All right. 8 reasons why you may feel challenged to fall in love. Because this is what this is really about. You have an insecure attachment style. Look at these 4 attachment styles: anxious and preoccupied, avoidant, disorganized, and secure. Look, okay, Ron. Okay. All right. Ron, you want to say something on that?
No, man, that's just interesting.
But look at this right here. Look at this right here. I hope TLC can see this. Attachment styles being to develop as a child by how your primary caregiver attends to your emotional and physical needs. Primary caregiver. Insecure attachment can occur when an infant or child's needs are not met, or if childhood trauma occurred. Boy, that thing hit me now. That thing hit me, TLC. I said, boy, we got to get into this thing. We got to get into this thing right now. I said, look.
So you're saying you're a product of your environment?
No, you're a product of your caregiver. And we've been told the environment, that's why, because we were taught wrong. We were a product of our caregiver. Okay?
But everybody, mama and daddy ain't good.
Everybody, mama and daddy ain't good. Everybody, auntie and uncle ain't good. Whoever raised you, every daycare ain't good. You are a product of your caregiver. Stop saying you're a product of your environment. You identify as aromantic. Aromantic is an identity related to your romantic orientation. Those who identify as aromantic may not feel love or desire to participate in romantic relationships. And that's why I think and it was never romantic. It was never romantic. I just want y'all to see that. Number 3, you experience traumatic or unhealthy past relationships. Y'all get down in the playlist. We did a podcast. I want to see TLC's face when I do this.
That's everybody.
We did a podcast. This is your ex ruining your relationship. Is your ex ruining your relationship? TLC just hit it. That's everybody, right? Well, we getting into this thing now. I'm just jumping through it. You don't feel ready to be in a relationship. This is what I love about Will and Jada. It was strictly business. Will knew where he was going. Jada knew where she was going. It was a business thing. And they both won. They both made a lot of money. They got 2 beautiful kids. They did it their way. How many people out there saying, I'm going to be me? I'm going to be me. Will and Jada did that. And we condemning them. You're not in love with your current partner, TLC. Right? If you do not feel in love but are in a relationship, you might not love your current partner. However, not loving a current partner does not necessarily indicate that you are incapable of falling in love. Right? You might find that your relationship starts to struggle if you stay committed to someone you do not or no longer love. If you need support deciding whether to leave your relationship, consider reaching out to someone you trust or to a professional to gain insightful advice.
Or that toxic ex.
Hey, look, your needs are not being met, right? Your partner is not contributing to chores, childcare, or bills. Yes. The level of physical intimacy is low. You don't feel heard emotionally. You don't feel that your partner is grateful. You don't feel your partner is grateful for what you do for them. Your partner is emotionally distant, emotionally overwhelmed. Dang, how many bullets? I'm going to go ahead on that. They got too many bullet points on that one.
That's a good one.
You're experiencing low self-esteem. Here's what other forms of self-care can include. Go for walks in nature, TLC. Don't do that in your neighborhood because damn sirens always in your neighborhood, TLC. So be careful out there. Identifying your emotion and validating them for yourself. Right? Practicing personal and sleep hygiene. Some of y'all fighting with your spouse and significant other because you're sleeping. Right? You got insomnia. Eating a healthy diet. Drinking water. Right? Writing down your goals and dreams. Look at this thing say, utilizing fidget toys. We thought the fidget toy boy had ADD. No, he's just trying to stay sane. Right? Separate work, study, and personal life. And here we go. Remember when I say, y'all, there's who you're loving and there's who you're with? Look at number 8.
Yes.
You haven't met your match yet. You haven't met your match yet. This is why when you hear people talk about compatibility and all this kind of stuff, no. You gotta have somebody who is your match, because relationships are business. You gotta have that. You're really getting with somebody who's your business partner. If your relationship was a business, would it be on the Fortune 500 or the stock exchange, or would it be in bankruptcy court? That's what you got to ask yourself, because we've made it about all this emotional stuff when realistically a relationship turns into business real fast. Relationship turn into business real fast. TLC, you see these 8. What you thinking so far?
Basically, what I'm summing it up is that, I'm not knocking Will or Jada, really. They're both doing what they feel is best for them. there's nothing wrong with going after what you want in life, and if they want to be with each other, then so be it. I mean, they're sticking together through it, so there's something there. There has to be something there. So, I mean, if it's working out for them, that's fine.
Bruh, they
That's what
got,
I'm
look,
taking from this.
TLC, they got the perfect relationship. You ain't hearing no financial issues. The kids getting to do whatever they want to do and do their thing on their own journey. They let them live free. They did not put any boundaries on them. They let them live free. Right?
I don't know about that part though. I think every kid wants a little bit of discipline.
No,
down.
TLC.
I think so.
TLC.
I think so.
At that level, TLC. At that level, your dad is Will Smith. Independence Day Will Smith. Enemy of the State Will Smith. Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3 Will Smith. What else am I missing?
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend Will Smith. What was the other one? Hancock Will Smith. Right? Whatever. What is it? Was it Hancock or whatever? What else we got? We got Muhammad Ali Will Smith. TLC, come on, bro. We can.
Still.
He got with Jada. When he was with his first wife. He was Fresh Prince doing gigs in the club. He got with Jada. Cause we all thought he was gonna get with Nia Long after seeing Fresh Prince. He did the okie doke on us. And ended up marrying Jada. We thought he and Nia Long gonna get together.
Yeah, all y'all want.
Yeah. See, and then when Nia hating, she didn't get with Will Smith because then she wouldn't have to go through that stuff she went through with Emmy Udoka. But my point, and they back together.
They back together too, so you don't know.
They back together. Absolutely.
They might be reading this article too.
They listen to the podcast. Nia, shout out to Nia Long, man. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Stop.
Hey, Rhonda, would you see this article? Tell me what you think.
No, well, I mean, I think this is great. I think this particular source is a decent source too. So no, you see it all the time. Like you literally see how someone you're with can literally make you sick if you want to be with them that bad, and they're walking this earth and you're not together, right? But then they could also make you feel just as bad when y'all are together because they treat you like crap. But this is who you want. This is who you're gonna make them be whoever it is you want.
Based on wrong teaching. You've been taught wrong, so you're trying to put a square peg in a round hole.
But if people are honest with themselves, a lot of people that are together, whether they're married or dating, they know they probably don't match to the level that they were when they met. But hey, we in this thing, so let's go on it. Let's go and rock with it. Like, let's go hit on it and complete it out. But I think that they made some really good points that really overlap. And if people say they don't see themselves in any of these things, I think they're lying to themselves, because at some point in time, people have experienced all of this, whether that's by someone else or by your own doing, if they're going to be honest with themselves. But I could definitely see how somebody with low self-esteem or somebody who's not in love and just defining what's in love. Right?
Because again, but it's got to be, but Ron, it's got to be logical love. It can't be emotional love, because
but it's always emotional. It's always going to be emotional for us regular folks.
Us regular folks, because
up
we don't have that currency.
Yeah, up there you could be like that, right? Like, but no, like for regular everyday folks,
the regular degulars.
Yes, oh Lord, no. It's a whole other story. But no, for like, yeah, no, it's different, man. And even if you upper middle class, if you right below the rich, the upper middle class, even that is, you could probably get away with being like different with how you love people. But when you regular
degular.
when you regular, you're gonna have those issues, but you're gonna try to make it like it's not, but it is.
And a lot of people gonna disagree with me, man. I think what Will and Jada has accomplished something most couples won't, which is, if they didn't tell us, we wouldn't know. Right? And a lot of people cannot keep it. And I applaud Jada for what she's doing, because guess what? In that level, in her world, any publicity is good publicity. Will said he finally cut his notifications back on. He said he just gonna take it now. Cause he was like, oh, y'all getting on me because I didn't want my phone going off all the time. Every time I post on social media, I turn the notifications off. I turn the comments off. I turn the likes off. I just don't want to be bothered. You don't hear a lot
of people disagreeing with you.
people were disagreeing with me before I got on the podcast. That's why I know once I'm on the podcast, you're gonna disagree with me even more. But I'm gonna tell y'all guys, I'm gonna congratulate Will and Jada. We talk about black love and all this kind of stuff. How long have they done it? Now, we've had a problem with it because we did not understand their original agreement. Their agreement is not your agreement, right? Like, this is what we got to understand. These guys have been pretty damn successful. Their agreement is not our agreement. Go ahead, Ron.
That's how they choose to live their life.
Yes, and if you're in a relationship, you got to choose to live your life and stick with it. Don't let anybody else come in. Don't let anybody else come in and change it from what y'all had in the beginning. And you can't change up if you agreed to one way, and then you want to change up now that you think you got them locked down. And I think we got to start kind of celebrating. Stephen A. Smith was like, Jada, please stop talking about Will. No, she's about to get Will back in the movies. People feeling sorry for Will. Just a couple years ago, this man got kicked out of the Oscars. Everybody calling him a punk. Everybody's like, damn, I feel sorry for Will. This thing is brilliant what they doing to us. This is brilliant.
I think seeing some of the backstory kind of helps ease it off a little bit
TLC,
too. Because you're looking at like, okay, we know now why you slapped.
Yes, remember guys, we talk about the why behind the what. This woman is making Will. This woman is so in love with Will. Now, she's making you hate Will. She's making you hate her and love Will. Will is about to be in movies again. We're gonna get back into Oscars again. Y'all don't understand what this woman is doing.
Ball in motion. She also set the ball in motion. So
look, even still, this woman is not stupid. Their relationship is different. They playing chess, we playing checkers. This woman is making you love Will again. Everybody's feeling sorry for Will, which is exactly how their relationship started. Will had no street cred. Who gave it to him? Jada. Look at what happened to his career. Jada is putting all this stuff out here. Everybody think Will being embarrassed. No. Will is waiting for Hollywood to call again because he about to be in a movie because Hollywood loves an underdog. Oh my God, Will, we gonna build you back up. We didn't know you were with this crazy woman. And Jada sitting there loving it. This is all playing, guys. This is all playing. This is what they do. This is what they do. That's what we can learn from Will and Jada. Nobody's looking at it like this. And that's why I want to make sure I said this at the end of the podcast, because people ain't realizing this is playing. These guys are actors. They're rich. They just got up and said, okay, man, look, how can we, a publicist is telling them to do this. They got a staff telling them to do this. Everybody's talking about them. And now we love and Will again. We remember.
Well, they know how to pull emotion out of people, right? That's why everybody.
That's what's happening.
Want to jump online and talk about it.
Some of y'all need a person that's going to sacrifice and help your career get back on track too. Some of y'all better look for a woman who's going to do that too. Some of y'all better look for a guy who's willing to do that too. Because what most people saying, why don't you just leave? Y'all making a lot of money. No, why would we leave? Ain't nothing wrong. We do this all the time. Now we just letting y'all in on it. Like, ain't nothing like going to somebody's house. Man, y'all like this all the time? Oh yeah, we do this all the time. Really? Why didn't I know that? Because you wasn't looking. If you go back, this is what Will and Jada has always done. Now they the talk of the industry. She's rehabbing Will's career. Everybody now is not talking about the slap. Everybody talking about, man, I can't believe you with a woman like that. They feeling sorry for Will. I want to go into this last article real fast. 9 reasons why relationships are hard. Just want y'all to. This is gonna be linked in the description too. I just want y'all to see this real fast. For some reason, my mouse won't let me do it. 9 reasons why relationships are hard. Lack of effective communication. We all know that, right? Why they hard? Differences in expectations. Number 3, emotional baggage and past experiences. Number 4, lack of trust and betrayal. Here we go. Financial conflicts. Financial conflict. Different communication styles. Lack of quality time. Incompatibility and differences. External stressors and life changes. Life challenges. Now, why am I going there? Why am I going there? That previous article said your caretaker, your first caretaker, determine how you are doing relationship. This article pretty much saying the same thing. Your first caretaker, not your environment, your first caretaker. You got to go back to your first caretaker. When your person starts acting up now, you got to go back, man, who raised them? Who got them straight out the womb? Because now you go understand all the 9 things we saw right here was in your caretaker. And they put it right on you. Why do y'all see certain people walking around angry? It was given to them. It was put into them by that caretaker. TLC, what you thinking when you see these nine points?
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, everybody where they're at now has a past, so everybody's past has affected them, and everybody's dealing with that stuff. So I think once you start dealing with a new person in your life, you got to kind of dip into their background, kind of see,
TLC, you ain't born
if
again.
you're on the
You ain't
same
born again.
page.
I thought you were born again, TLC.
See, there you go. There you go. There you go.
You ain't born again, TLC.
No, not born again.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Y'all hear that, ladies?
I do stay on the straight and narrow, but
Y'all hear that, ladies? Don't be getting with these satanists out here.
No, but I mean, everybody's shaped by their past. So when you meet someone new, you got to kind of touch on,
TLC,
does your
specify that.
past and their past match up? Can you
TLC,
build from that?
specify that, TLC. Does my caretaker match up with your caretaker? Because that's going to determine it all. Does your caretaker match up with my caretaker? And once, what you're right about the past, but now we got to drill down. Rhonda, what you think about their caretaker thing?
Well, basically, you saying everybody mama got them
or grandma, or dad, or uncle, or auntie,
right,
or daycare. Come on now.
Or foster home, or whatever. Like all of those things when you think about a caregiver, that goes back there. But guess who gonna say something to their caregiver? Who gonna go back and say, "Oh yeah, my mama or my dad or my grandmother or father and all that good stuff wasn't great." Nobody's gonna say that.
But and that's the problem, though.
And folks,
what if Will and Jada did though? What if Will and Jada did? What if they had these real conversations? We talk about real people having real conversations, right? How many people that asked the person they with, man, tell me about the person who took care of you when you.
Well, in our community, you can't talk about nobody mama
or grandma.
I was gonna say that's why people go to therapy, so they can have those Freudianisms and talk about their parents and how they were raised. And people pay for their therapists,
and sometimes your caregiver could be
black people don't pay for therapists.
Yeah,
we drink.
We drink. We smoke and drink. That's what we do.
They starting to though.
Just go get high and go to sleep. That's what you do, and get up and go to work in the morning.
But nobody wants to go there to that and say that about someone who actually raised them. In spite of all the craziness that goes on and all the uncertainty and neglect, because they always gonna say, "Oh, I'm good, I'm fine."
Which means now you know.
And you're not.
Now y'all want to know why y'all relationship is hard? Go back to your caregiver. That's who determined. Y'all having a clash of caregivers. You're having a clash of caregivers, man. And what if Will and
I always say the elders could get it too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if something ain't right, the elders could get it too. Like, just can't. All that stuff matters because you do shift when you get around the people that raised you, right? If they're your auntie, your grandmother, your uncles, all that kind of stuff, you do shift how you respond to them because you know how they raised you, and they know what you better do.
They know what you better do, and they never let you evolve. I just did a video on Patreon. Y'all see the link down there. It was called Training versus Upbringing. Training versus upbringing. If you're in a relationship, you better use training versus your upbringing, because if y'all come from two different caretakers, two types of different caretakers, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, TLC. That's why I'm proud of what Jada and Will have been married almost 30 years. They've been living separately since 2016, and we didn't even know it. Right? None of the kids are being neglected. They still doing everything they were supposed to do. Now, Jada is a little eccentric based on your caretaker, based on how you were trained, based on how you based on your upbringing. But at the end of the day, they're still together. Go ahead.
I hope none of our mamas was crackheads. But yeah, that was her caretaker.
Absolutely. But those are the people who. Go ahead, TLC.
I was gonna say the way a person is raised is their norm. If you think about it, no matter how you were raised, it wasn't anything different for you. You don't realize the way you were raised wasn't how everybody else was raised until you get around other people.
That's what happened this is why we fell out of college. This is why so many minorities fell out of college. Ron, to get into the screen a little bit. This is why minorities fell out of college, right? We get to college and we've never seen this experience. We've been protected. We never got released. We never got taught how to be out of the nest. So we crave the nest. Then you get into a biology class with 500 people in it, and you don't know Your school had 30 people in biology class, 20 people in biology class, right? You knew everybody in your school. We never got taught how to do that. And I think it's just crazy, guys, that the one thing when I was preparing for this podcast and I saw the caretaker component. If you go back to your caretakers, because your caretakers may have taught you wrong and they prepared you to stay a baby. They didn't prepare you to be an adult. Until this day, they still treat you like they're your baby, which is why you can't be an adult for the person you're with. Because some people are raising you to make sure you don't go beyond them. And so we never thought there was a clash of caretakers. We always talk about product of your environment and all this, but your problem ain't a what? It's a who.
Mm-hmm.
TLC, give me your final thought, man, before we get out of here tonight.
You know, I'm not hating on Jada and Will. First of all, you know, I really wish them the best. You know me, I believe in love, no matter who it is. You know,
Really?
I'm
Really?
a champion. I'm a champion for love. But as I said before about that mongoose and cobra,
Yeah, that was dope.
everybody thinks they're going to be the mongoose. Nobody goes into there thinking they're going to get bit and die. Everybody thinks they're going to, you know, I'm going to be the exception. So, you
TLC,
know,
I want to say something real fast about that. Y'all got to understand the mongoose is not attracted to the cobra. The mongoose going to eat. The mongoose ain't going to fall in love with the cobra. Some of y'all attracted to cobras. Don't realize you waking up every day and they spitting at you. Okay? The mongoose is going to eat.
But at the end of the day, they think that it's going to work out for them. That's my point. So
Okay.
hopefully it works out for them.
Okay. Rhonda, what's your closing thought for the night?
I definitely agree with TLC. Like whatever they decide to do,
I'll edit that out. Go ahead though.
I think it is good marketing. What her book has dropped or is getting ready to drop. Like there's a lot of outside forces working that they need certain things to be successful. What they do is what they do. It's just, you know, you just get tired of hearing the same stuff or something different coming up every day with this that you just like, come on, man. Like, do we even need to hear anything else? But you know what? People need to define what being in love is for them.
Yes.
And then know that to do the opposite.
Yes.
That's what they need to do.
Go ahead, TLC. Go ahead. I know you know I'm about to
up,
roll into my last thought now. There you go.
Brought up one point. I just had to say something because everybody's saying, you know, I'm so tired of hearing about this.
But you can't turn away.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everyone keeps listening though. We like, wait a minute, there's something else.
You know the train. You know the train about to crash. You can't look away. You can't look away. Y'all know my final thought, man. Y'all know my final thought. Forgive your caretaker and forgive yourself. Learn how to be the person in the relationship. Forgive your caretaker and forgive yourself. Let that mindset go and learn a new mindset so your love will be based on logic and your love is not based on that wrong teaching that was given to you by the wrong people. Because when your caretaker messes your relationship up, your caretaker gonna tell you to walk away. This is why the judge don't let you go talk to your caretaker if y'all in divorce court. You got to go to a professional that's gonna tell you the science behind relationships. Because it's not emotion behind relationships. There's a science behind relationships. And where a lot of people struggle, they're trying to hold on to emotion that never exists. Your relationship was based on a lie. That's why when bad things happen in your relationship, you can't be mad at the person who did the bad thing because both parties were taught wrong. Will and Jada is something we should look up to because A, they ain't asking nobody for money. They ain't asking you to come live with you because they done been kicked out. They ain't having to sell no houses because they're getting divorced. Children ain't been uprooted. We need to look at this from a standpoint of if you are in a marriage right now or if you're in a relationship, use this Will and Jada situation. What can you learn? Man, we need to go ahead and say what's our agreement for the two of us. Because Jada and Will are doing something none of us are going to get to do, which is march to the beat of their own drum. Like TLC said, we can't even look away. We tired of it, but tomorrow something else going to drop. And she just got this drip marketing campaign where something else coming out. And she just keep taking it to another level. Now I see why Will won't leave. Damn, girl, you crazy. I kind of like that. Right? That's what Will said, okay, what else going on since I ain't been living with you since 2016? Really? Will enjoying the story too. Will like, man, they ain't been together, so Will finding out how she thinking. Because they don't talk like that. Will has somebody else that he's connected to. She has somebody. She doesn't have anybody she's connected to. That's why she's going public. But guys, this is brilliant. she's making Will relevant again. And if Will can be
Mhm.
relevant again, he goes back to making $20-30 million movies that we all are gonna go to see. And y'all know what it is, man. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at the Real Cigar Jeff. Do me a favor, man. Look below in the description. Get the merch. Support the channel. These articles will be linked in the description. Y'all click on that Patreon page, man. Go ahead and do that Get the Bag series. The merch is down there. Get down in the comment section. That stuff helps us out. Hit that share button. Send it to your family and friends, man. We just had to jump into this thing. We might be doing another part 2 next week if Jada keep dropping this stuff. Look, man, I didn't see. Look, man, Jada was in the car with Tupac when he got shot. I saw that today.
You
We
know
learning,
what?
we learning all kinds. That's false, y'all. That's false. That was just a meme I saw. Man, y'all know I got to thank my panel, TLC. Let them know where they can find you at on the socials, brother.
I'm on Instagram at TLClayton1. I'm on Patreon, The Joke I Didn't Tell.
Appreciate your brother, Ron. Let them know where they can find you on the socials.
On IG at RMBLMBT.
Man, and y'all know what it is. And until next time, we gonna holler.